The Pima County Library System is a collection of 26 branches that serves a population of more than 1 million people.
Wi-Fi sessions, we usually have about 38,000 a week. We usually have about 370,000 checkouts in a month, and that works out to about 92,000 a week.
But that changed during the months the pandemic forced the buildings to shut down, stranding in-person visitors who relied on their services.
We closed the libraries to the public on March 18th, and we were able to open again on May 18th, so 2 full months. And it was very challenging for our staff because we're so used to being the place where people can come when they need help with anything, and being that safe place for people who are our most vulnerable in the community. But we realized that we also could be harmful to those most vulnerable people by how many people come into the library on any given day.
Like so many establishments around the world, Pima County's libraries are reeling from the impact of the coronavirus pandemic and trying to adapt to a new reality. Safety measures include waiting outside to use a computer and sticking to a 30-minute time limit if others are in line. Visitors also get their temperatures checked when entering the building, and they need to wear a mask. Amber Matthewson has worked for the system for nearly 30 years. She became its director in 2017.
I can honestly say these last 2 months are the hardest I've worked in my entire life. Many days from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Just because of all the different policy changes and working through how we're going to manage. And as you might imagine, having 26 libraries, closing them down took a bit of effort, but starting them back up has been more daunting than I would have thought. It's not easy to get those gears rolling as smoothly, especially with all the things we need to put into place.
It's not like flipping on a light switch.
Exactly. Yeah, and books kept coming. The books we had on order kept coming in during all that time, and so there were a lot of things that had to stay in motion.
Since opening last month, the library has let a limited number of people inside, but now prohibits browsing in person or lounging inside. Administrators admit that some residents have complained about the changes, but Matthewson says she has to act cautiously.
I just want everyone to know that we don't want to be a vector for an increase in cases in the community. And so we want to take a very metered role in getting people back into the libraries. We also have everyone in the community. So we have the very elderly, the very young that come into libraries. And so it's a little bit different than some of the other things that are opening up around town. Going to a salon and all of that. It's mostly adults. They're different standards, but we want to be very careful that we're not the reason that more people get sick.
Computers are pivotal in this safety effort, with more online traffic taking the place of traditional walk-ins. One program that illustrates this is a cooperative effort between Sunnyside Unified School District, Pima County Library, and a digital student reading app called Sora. The collaboration began just before the pandemic also forced schools to close.
This is a new partnership that just started late February, early March, and it involves ebooks, audio, and ones that you would read on the screen of your phone or your tablet. And there's the company that has the ebooks is called Overdrive, and so they said that this was a possible partnership for us, and that our students would be able to have access to both library collections. And it actually allows the students to have access to the collection with their student ID. So instead of getting a Pima County library card, they use their student ID, their number, and their username, and then they can log in. Another good reason to have the ebooks is because our capital budget, which allows for paper books, has been really actually taken completely away for many years. When I first became a librarian, I noticed that we weren't able to buy any books. The Sora app, it downloads automatically the content, so you don't even have to go through the extra step of being able to figure out how to download it into your Google browser. It does it automatically, And so when the students are in the physical building of the school and they check out the book is downloaded to their laptop. And so then if they're in the car or they're waiting in the doctor's office or they're at their Nana's house and Nana doesn't have internet, then they can still read their book.
And that remains a major goal for this organization. Reading opens up new worlds, and libraries are often the launching pads for that exploration.
The shelves are pretty full, but the reserve lists are the reserves are flying off the shelf right now. So we're excited that people are back to books. And I had walked down here a few weeks ago before we had opened, and I was just walking among the stacks, and it made me really sad because Ranganathan, who's considered the father of modern libraries, two of his rules were every book its reader and every reader its book, and I just felt like our books didn't have their readers. So we're glad to welcome everyone back, even in a limited way. I know this is really different, and they really look to the library as a great place to go and learn and seek and relax. And we will get there again, and we're waiting for them to be right there with us when we're ready to do that.